Ice is a student at Drexel University from Flourtown, Pennsylvania, registered Republican, says he's leaning toward voting for you, but has yet to make a final decision. Jackson?
Thank you, Anderson.
Hey, Jackson.
Thank you for taking the time to be here, too, Vice President
You too.
Harris.
Thank you.
Regarding the rapid increase in the migrant population, how will you ensure that every immigrant is integrated into American society safely? What benefits and subsidies will you provide them with? And how long will these benefits and subsidies last for an individual? Most importantly, will the American citizens' taxes pay for these benefits and subsidies? And if so, how much money will be allocated?
I just want to say that was a great question. That was a great question, and that's exactly what all of us want to know. Now, I do have a hint. I do have a hunch that she's gonna do like every time they ask a serious question to Kamala, she always picks a bunch of nonsense and never answers the questions, and then goes in a different direction. But that young man couldn't word that question any better.
Well, thank you, Jackson. Let's start with this.
Mm-hmm.
America's immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed.
I wonder who broke that immigration system. The immigration system is not broken. It's non-existent. And you are responsible for that, Kamala. You and Biden.
Been broken for a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have. I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
Nobody cares about transnationals. The question is, what are you going to do about the immigration situation? Are they going to receive any more benefits? And how much is that going to cost us, the taxpayers? That is the question. Answer all three questions, please.
In the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings, I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country. And as my opponent has proven himself, he would prefer to run on the problem instead of fix the problem. You may know there were some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress working with others that came up with a border security bill that would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Those border agents are overwhelmed. They need the support. They need the backup. It would have allowed us to have more resources to stem the flow of fentanyl. I don't need to tell this state and people around the country what is happening in terms of the scourge of fentanyl and how it is literally killing Americans. It would have put resources into stemming the flow. It would have given more resources to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute transnational criminal organizations. It would have done a lot of good. Donald Trump got wind of the bill and told them, don't put it forward. He killed the bill because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have to have a secure border, and we have to have a comprehensive pathway for citizenship. And that includes requiring people, hardworking people, to earn citizenship and do it in a comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, you talk about...
As you can see, she didn't answer the question. What was the questions? Or what were the three questions? Are you going to keep bringing immigrants to the country? Are they going to keep receiving benefits? People who don't qualify, who are coming illegally over the border, are they going to keep receiving benefits? And how much is that going to cost us, the taxpayer? Now, I don't understand why she brings Trump into the conversation. I guess that's the only argument she has, because the question wasn't about Trump. Now, if we want to go back to Trump, when he was in the administration, he had a bill called Remain in Mexico, which treated the process as anybody coming in through the border illegally asking for asylum, they had to remain in Mexico until the filtering process finished. And if they passed the filtering process, then they were let in. But throughout the process, all of them had to stay in Mexico. You want to talk about enforcing policies? What have you done? All you have done is brought in illegal immigrants and put a weight on our economy, costing us the tax dollars and not helping your people. U.S. citizens should always come first, always, because we are the ones that pay the taxes. Notice she didn't answer the question because she has no argument. All she did is went back to Trump. You broke the immigration system. There is no immigration system. I have another video where Polk County Sheriff himself says there is no immigration system. There's nobody at the border. Nobody at the border. They just come in and they greet them and they give them all the benefits and then they just let them in. Why are they doing this? Cartels. She wants to talk about cartel members. They would traffic on all these people and leave them at the border. Why? Because once the attention is at the border, all the border agents are taking care of these people, then what happens? Nobody's watching the border, and then cartel can move in all their fentanyl, all the drugs that they can because there's nobody watching the border. They taking care of those illegal immigrants to do the process. This is the same person that also has an open border policy nationwide, meaning all the states, all the cities are in open border to bring all these illegal migrants in. That's the same person that just answered this bullshit she just answered. This is what you want? I don't want this. I want her out of there. I don't want her in the administration because her job is atrocious. That's what it is.
About the bill that Donald Trump quashed, that was in 2024. You talk about the bill he tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today,
that's a great question. Why didn't you enforce those policies back in 2022, 2023, when you were flying migrants into the country? On top of letting them in through the border, they were flying in the migrants to different states, Colorado, Pennsylvania. I have another video. I'm going to link it in my comments, well, in my description. I have another video of a Haitian national explaining the entire process. There's a Venezuelan migrant in the Polk County, where the Polk County Sheriff shows the video, how she also explains the process. I'm going to also leave the video in my description so you can watch that. And then she just decided, because of course, election year, she just decided in June. They've been doing this shit since 2022. Flying migrants in, letting illegal migrants in, flooding the economy, weighing down the economy, fucking up our economy. And now, because it's election year and she wants to stay in the house, well, all of a sudden in June, well, she adopted Trump's policy. Well, now it's too fucking late, you retard.
we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration
But if
is
it was
low.
that
But hold
easy
on, let
with
me
that
finish.
executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were
I just gotta say, Dan Cooper, amazing job pressing her. Amazing job. Oof. She just, same way she was stumbling to answer the students' questions, now she's stuttering here because she's not prepared. She knows she has no argument. No argument.
working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a
Right.
short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the
Exactly.
thing. We have to understand that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action. Congress has the authority and the purse. I hate to use DC terms, but literally they write the checks. Part of the issue is in order to really fix the problem at the border. I was just at the border recently talking with border agents. You know what they talk about?
She's a liar.
Yes, they are overwhelmed. They're working around the clock. And the other
She's a liar. She hasn't been to the border in over 3 years. She hasn't been to the border in over 3 years. She's just lying out her teeth because she has nothing else to say.
thing that they talk to me about, we need more judges down there to deal with asylum claims. We need more personnel down there to deal with processing. But Anderson, and that's where Congress kicks in terms of dedicating the resources to actually fixing the problem. We have dealt with it such that, to your point, we now, as of today, as of our visit, have lower undocumented immigrants and illegal immigration than Trump when he left office.
That's true.
But we need a permanent solution, and that requires bipartisan work.
Do you wish you'd done those executive orders in 2022, 2023?
I wish they would have done that in 2022. Not even 2023. They should have done that back in 2022 instead of flying migrants with our tax dollars into the country. Flying them in. We pay those flights. We pay the process. On top of that border process, we pay those flights in.
We did the right thing, and
No, you did not.
The best thing that can happen for the American people is that we
Is
have
to get you out of the administration.
bipartisan work happen.
The best thing that can happen for us, the American people, is to get them out of the administration. Plain and simple.
And I pledge to you that I will work across the aisle to fix this long-standing problem. I think the American people are demanding it on both sides of the aisle, and it's time we actually put the partisan approach to this aside. We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Well,
she called that stupid to the same project she wants to adopt now. Well, she wants to say she wants to adopt it because election is next month. A few days. Not even next month, a few days. Now she wants to adopt it. Well, she wants to say she wants to adopt it. Once she's in the administration, she can do whatever the fuck she wants because she's already in. Well, you know what? You're going to lose, dumbass.
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill.
She pledges.
To
that doesn't mean shit.
Further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am.
How?
And I'm going to work across the aisle.
How? You haven't answered that question. That student asked you that same question. Was the first question he asked in those 3 questions. And you never answered the question. Dan Cooper just asked her again, and she's still not answering the question because she doesn't know how and she won't do it. She's the one who fucked it up in the first place.
To pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on this? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur,
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he...
Of course, he doesn't think it's stupid anymore. Not until election day. Of course not. She can't be that stupid. She can't be that stupid to answer now that yes, she thinks it's stupid. Of course not. We are weeks, not weeks, few days away from election day.
He did, and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do
What
much
have
of
you done?
anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
Even the last question she didn't answer. The last question that Cooper asked her is, do you want to, you do want to keep building the wall? She still didn't answer. I want to strengthen our immigration system. You haven't done it. You never did it. You actually broke it. It's non-existent. The first question by the student, what are you going to do about the immigration problem? She never answered. And I mean, Cooper said he's undecided, that he wants to endorse Kamala. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he's probably a Republican setup. Someone put him there to ask that question. It was an intelligent move by whoever. He's just a Republican Party that wants to know what was her take on that. But either way, she never answered the question because she can, because she doesn't know how, because she's the one that broke the system. Now in June, you decided to make it work? What happened to 2022? What happened to 2023? What happened to half of 2024? Why did it take so long when you just, oh, it's election year, now we got to switch? That switch was very fast. Why didn't it happen back in 2022 when you were flying migrants in on the taxpayers' dollars? What happened then? What happened to the question, are they going to keep receiving benefits? People who just got here? How the fuck you just got into the country and you qualify for EBT, food stamps, free housing, free cell phone, free flights, and free money every month? How in the fuck do you qualify for all that? Tell me. She didn't answer that question either. This is who you want to win the elections? Nah. I don't need that shit. Fuck that. Plain and simple. She missed me with that bullshit. She's lying out her teeth. She hasn't been to the border since 2022. Since 2022. And then she's talking shit that she's been to the border recently. No, she's lying. All she did in that interview was lie. I just love how Cooper pressed her. Because once he pressed her, you saw how she melted down. She had no argument at all. At all. I don't want that. I'm tired of this fucking economy bullshit. Inflation. They are responsible for that. Her and Biden. Because they don't have a process to filter at the border. Crime is at an all-time high because they don't have a process to filter at the border. They're flying migrants in without filtering them. No background check. They don't know who the fuck is coming in. Sadly, a lot of criminals have come in. And then she's talking, she wants to strengthen the immigration system, which she broke down. And it's non-existent. But you know what, that's just my opinion. I might be wrong. You might agree with me. You might not agree with me. Drop it in the comments and let me know. Like and share the video. Subscribe to support the channel. And have a blessed and exclusive day. Peace.